Well, I'd like to welcome everybody back to the episode 2 of the Freed Stormwater Creek podcast, as Taco Bear has been eliminated.
Really?
Yeah. We left him
He hasn't been eliminated.
on a little beach in Galveston.
Wouldn't be unhappy there.
I felt like I almost got left on a beach
I mean,
in
it's
Galveston.
a piece of trash Texas beach town, but whatever.
You would have more likely wandered off.
I would have wandered off at
We would
Galveston.
have left you.
And then I would have been elected the mayor of Galveston before we left.
Brother could be
You're
your
like,
advisor.
oh my god, this guy's like mayoral
He's one
type
of us.
shit.
Mayoral.
Yeah. This guy's very mayoral. I'm the governor of Galveston. Isn't that how that works? Well, we are back from a bachelor party weekend. We have
From
officially...
Jared. It was Jared's.
It's Jared's. Congratulations, Jared and Stephanie.
They're not married yet.
I mean, ain't it common law yet?
I mean, I don't care.
Anyways, I'm glad to hear you're listening to this, Jared, because this podcast is done exclusively for you.
I have a feeling that's all Abe wants to talk about.
That's
It's
it. I just want to talk about...
poking at Jared
Let's
because
just-
he can't poke back.
Exactly. He's not here to
Defend his honor.
call me an
He's
idiot.
Just like get a text on the group messaging. Get bent, helmet.
Exactly. He's going to be like, I can feel you're talking about me right now. He is taking care of wedding preparation plans, which
That's not
Godspeed,
true.
Captain. Oh, I don't know what he's doing then.
He
Oh.
told us what he was doing. He's got to help Buddy move some lease equipment.
Oh,
some
that's right.
Feeders and stands and stuff.
Green jacket, gold jacket. So
Sometimes you wonder why you're not the captain.
oh, I know I'm not the captain. I am solidly an Indian. Well, we are. It's gotten kicked off.
It came
I'm-
quick. Texas Christmas was yesterday.
Yep.
We are.
Hey, where did the time
officially-
go?
I don't know. I thought it was at the office. And
I'm waiting for the rest.
Scene.
It's so beautiful. He's got a voice of an angel.
Some call me the songbird of my generation. Anywho,
Oh my God,
Dale.
Dale.
It's Brennan. But
Yep.
I would be remiss if we didn't talk about right off the top some
brothers
people that
married
help
in.
this podcast quite a bit, and that is our boys over at AccuFire Technology. Not you, Jordan. You're like how an anchor keeps a dead body down. That's how you help.
I'm not really sure what that means.
That's the most help
I'm too afraid to ask.
possible.
It keeps you out of trouble.
Keep you out of trouble. You're welcome.
Exactly. See, you get it. So big shout out to AccuFire and those boys, and our newest sponsor of the podcast.
The long pauses.
I just want to make sure,
Ridiculous.
so is somebody going to speak up? No, it is Cutting Edge Outfitters.
Yeah, we didn't know we were supposed to chime in. You were taking the lead on this.
Oh, I know. I was just seeing. I was testing.
I wasn't going to butcher it. You had the.
Yeah.
You had the.
You were the
You had the
momentum.
docket list.
The docket list. Oh, that's right. I forgot we're organized now. We've all grown up.
I've documented before.
You have documented before. You were actually the best documenter this podcast has ever seen.
Hmm.
Keep it all out of
That's like being the smartest
Except
peanut
what
in the
falls
turd.
out. Stuff falls out my ears and I forget.
So we want to put a big shout out to those guys.
An hour earlier, you're like, still trap.
And you should be on the lookout for some cool stuff we're doing with them in partnership this year. I think we got a duck hunt we're doing with those boys.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially an axis hunt.
Potentially.
And many more things. So make sure you check those guys out. And if you are looking for a Christmas present, tell them Stormwater Creek sent you, and they're going to hook you up with a solid deal.
Mm-hmm. Solid.
So, what are we talking about today, boys?
You seem to be captain
you were
in
the
this
captain.
ship.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're.
in general I am. But let's do it.
You got the bull
We-
by the horns.
We do have a plan. We're going to talk about our Dove opener. We're going to talk a little bit about...
I worked.
Yeah, it was a Wednesday. For those of you listening to this in the future, like in a week, and you're like, what was Dove opener? Wednesday is what it was. And so what that looked like for us, how we got ready for it a little bit, and then we're going to jump headlong into kind of part 2 of last week's podcast which is going to be, I think, a little bit of a continuation of the How to Duck Hunt.
Yeah, I really wish I would have reviewed last week's podcast because I never listened to it because I hate the way I sound and I spend enough time with you people.
Plus, imagine opening your door and somebody's like, "Hey, Austin," and you're listening to yourself talk. Like,
what's this guy's deal?
What's this guy's deal? Yeah. Oh, sometimes you need expert advice, right?
But yeah, we could talk some more.
So you dove hunted opening morning, pre-work
for like an hour and a half. We had contractors come in the house. So I worked from home, but I went out and set at a brand new spot I'd never seen before. So I walked in, right after dawn, because I didn't want to. My motivation to find a new spot in the dark for dove is about 2%.
Yeah.
My dove hunting motivation as a whole is about 40%.
I'm with you.
So, I mean, I get it. I always try to hunt opening day, successful or not, because it's just a thing. But yesterday evening it was 100, 101 or some nonsense.
I drove around for 30 minutes trying to find, no, I'm not hunting there. That's directly in the sun. I don't need it that bad. I ain't trying to put that kind of work in. And it's like, oh, you could go walk 300 yards over there, 400 yards. No, not across a plowed field and in 100-degree heat. I was with you, man.
So, yeah, I sat for a little bit, then came back to the house and got on the computer.
It's just always fun to get out and do it.
Be able to tote your gun around outside.
Exactly.
It's been a while. It's great.
I consider my hunts on public land for dove especially just successful if I get to shoot my gun.
I can tend to agree.
And sometimes it's just at dragonflies because one fucked around and almost found out.
If we had a place... I mean, I would be far more interested to run the dog and actually maybe see some birds. And we've come up with an idea, which we'll go through, in the spring when that comes around. But that would motivate me far more. I would even pay a little bit to go dove hunt somewhere on opening morning. But as much as people charge, I don't want to say it's exorbitant.
That's why I
just don't.
That's why I like the dude hunt that we go on out in Abilene because it's not that expensive. $250 for the weekend. That includes food.
See,
and
that's not bad.
We get shit faced. There's always enough booze to go around. It's just it's a lot of fun. And I wish I could have gone this week, but I'm headed to good old Mexico.
Oh, they're doing that this weekend?
They are doing it this weekend. They're doing it with a small crew this year.
Good. That's good. That's good.
They're trying out a new field. The one that we've had over the last couple of years has been garbage. Mm-hmm. Except for seemed like a 4-foot round rattlesnake they killed. It was snuck up on some dude. He was sitting in his chair on the tree line. And it was like, oh my god, that's a giant rattlesnake.
Be cool.
Yeah, no, he shot it, and it's just like, ugh, you just get the heebie-jeebies.
I don't.
Oh.
You don't like snakes. I don't care.
I hate snakes. Not a fan.
I hate scorpions. Arachnids in general.
Yeah, but that's like an out-of-sight, out-of-mind thing for me.
That's what makes me not like...
Snakes? Yeah, you see them. It's cool. I like that little moccasin that crawled up on me turkey hunting last year. I would have let him leave. I was like, get out of here, get out of here. He didn't want to leave, so he had to die.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, I got no beef. I definitely don't abide by the only good snake is a dead snake mentality by any means.
I'm still not like a huge fan of snakes, but I'm definitely on the let most of them live, especially like rat snakes.
Absolutely.
Man. I know people that are like, nope, it's a snake, and it's like
that thing eats what you're trying to run off.
Yeah, that keeps all the rats out of your barn, house,
and bugs. Yep.
Just in general, come on, man.
I'm with you.
Like when Christian and Austin were out the lease with me, they were walking down a stalker feeder, and there's a big old rat snake sunning right there on the road. Mm-hmm. I was like, go ahead. And I was picking him up and messing with him. And did you kill it and get skin? I was like, nah. It's solid black. There ain't no need. Don't need the skin. It's not that pretty.
Yeah.
And bees. How much do we try to keep rats out of corn and trailers and everything there? Why am I killing natural pesticide or whatever you want to call it?
You stay alive.
Yeah, you're good, bro. 99% of snakes want as little or less to do with you than you do with them.
They're like, just leave me alone. Cool. Well, I feel you, snake.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
kind of how I live my life. So,
yeah, I hunted for an hour and a half. You hunted the morning.
I think I hunted 2 hours. I was out of there before. It was so low. Old man Mercantile didn't cut his Milo like he should have, but he did in one field. That field seemed pretty good.
You cut it clean instead of dirty.
Oh yeah, it was spotless. And the one, actually the field he did do, he didn't do Milo. He did soybeans. So I was like,
it's good deer food,
no doubt. And there was birds over there, but they've got tree line over there, and I think that was the biggest thing. Those guys got on the tree line, but those guys were down there super early.
Did you see people doing some shooting?
Oh yeah, I heard a bunch shooting around in like that general vicinity. I just had gone and scouted, and I was like, okay, this place has got birds every time I drive back here. The only time it didn't have birds was, of course, right before dove season.
Of course.
2 weeks ago, it had 70 birds on the
I remember
right
I was
there.
talking to you on the phone when you saw them.
And so I was just like, you know what? Maybe I just came at a bad time. I'm just going to go where I've been seeing them. And if I don't shoot anything, well, it was good to wake up early, watch the sunrise, and be out early.
Yeah, and it's dove.
And it's dove. I just like getting the tune up. I shot at 2 birds that, of course, it's always like you start to get that restlessness, and you're like, okay, I got a phone call at 9 o'clock where I've got to kind of share my screen, so I need to be back home. So I started getting a little restless about 7:40, and was like, I know traffic's gonna be a nightmare. So when I turn around, and here come 2 right at me, and I draw down on them and fire 2 and smiled because I got to shoot my shotgun at something live for the first time for the year. Hey guys, wanted to talk to you about one of our new partners, Cutting Edge Outfitters. They're one of North Texas's most premier outfitting organizations. They got over 50 years of hunting and guiding experience. These guys are awesome. Kyle and Danny can put you on a great hunt. They can put you up for the night in their magnificent lodge that they have. They are really good partners and supporters of the Stormwater Creek podcast, and we are super excited to have them on board and to partner with those guys moving forward. So make sure you tell them that when you book a hunt with them that you heard about them on the Stormwater Creek podcast, and check them out at cuttingedgeoutfitters.com.
Teal season, on the other hand, I'm way more into that.
Yeah, we were talking about where we want to hunt this weekend, and I mean, I'm half tempted to. One day this weekend, I'm running out to our spot we went out last year, and you and I and Jared had a little bit of success, and the whole crew went out there and struggled a little bit to get to where we needed to go. And
in that reedy marsh.
Yeah, see if I can't screw up see what it's like out there.
This weekend?
Yeah. I wish your boat was ready.
Can be.
I mean, it's
a couple more days of heat.
I mean, like tomorrow it's gonna just bake.
All
tomorrow,
day.
Yeah, tomorrow night it's probably good.
I mean, setting the motor back on it takes, and it can be ready to roll in an hour.
Sunday?
Or Monday.
Or Monday.
Yeah, we have Monday off.
Mm-hmm. I say we take Monday and make it a scouting day.
I'll check on it. We got to go to the farm, put up the new blind, and get everything set for season.
Yeah, no doubt. We've got that. We gotta do that for sure, because that's where I'll be Saturday 2nd. Are you gonna be there? Have you been working on your bow at all?
Nope.
No.
Not one bit. Been running the dog.
You gonna work on it, or are you kind of over it right now?
I'm kind of over it.
I get it.
My whole thing is it's not really I'm over it. My thought process is I haven't really been messing with my bow lately. So trying to get ready just for the season, rushing that out, not really shooting my bow. I'm not going to feel that comfortable. Like, I just haven't been shooting it enough. I'm just not there. Like, yeah,
it's like riding a bicycle.
Ship it.
No doubt.
But I mean, I have plans for rifle season coming up. Going to the easy spot for me for sure. Hopefully, you guys get to come out.
Parents' place.
Yeah, and then I
Always happy to call that herd.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call a couple there and have a good time. Yeah.
Totally.
I like to eat deer. Hunting deer is fun.
Yeah.
But like
Ain't your jam.
my eyes are on birds of all types. Like I want dove this year a little bit more than usual. You know, I'm not like I'm with Austin. I'm probably at like 60%. Like I'm excited for it, but like I want some dove. I definitely want to do my quail hunts and my upland, but like ducks, I've been really excited about the season coming up.
I'm glad to hear that.
My itch is swinging back and forth real hard.
Yeah,
my pendulum. It's on a pendulum, if you will.
A pendulum.
Because I really do want a nice buck. I feel pretty good about that new thumb release.
I think it's slick.
That was a slick release for sure.
We have to go shoot it sometime. And you know, my finger seems to be good enough to shoot it. I've been pulling it back. I want to shoot a nice buck, man. I really want to shoot some ducks. Whole grip of them. And I'm excited about all the things we've planned. Getting up to West Texas. Real excited about that.
I'm actually stoked about that.
I was down a rabbit hole on Meredith Map the other night in bed. So
I know we didn't talk about that. You mentioned that, and I was like, okay, we'll wait and talk about that a little bit, but we never chatted. I'm interested to see what our plan is, and sounds like cranes are going to be good this year, too.
Couldn't be more excited about that, especially around the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
You going to get him the googles?
Some doggles?
Some doggles?
I'd probably so. I have to work and make sure he's used to them, but
yeah, I was gonna say at least he's good. And
I don't see Max being weird about it. I see him like for a little bit. Like it might take like a day at the most.
Yeah, he'd be like, all right, this is what we do now.
And especially after you get him out there and he sees those big old birds, he's gonna be like, "Cool, these things got you.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
we're gonna get that."
I think that'd be cool.
Watch him drag one of those giant things back.
40-pound bird back.
Oh my gosh, it's so. Oh,
I know.
Just the noise, when they hit the ground, and the giant dove noise.
It just, like you said, sat in your ears for days.
It did.
It was crazy. That was such a weird experience to be driving home and be like,
"Did you hear that?
Does everybody else hear this? Like your ears are ringing, but it's not ringing." I will say this: I was good about ear protection this year for dove. Mainly because I had headphones in listening to music.
Oh my gosh. So you weren't. You were just listening to some tunes.
Yeah, but I had some Axel, those headphones in, those ear protection in, but are Bluetooth that hook up to my phone.
Oh, I didn't know you got those. I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
How's your battery life on those?
I mean, I've charged them twice. Use them all the time when I go out, and I had
all the time when you go out.
You know, like
where? When
I'm in the range putting lead downhill.
You haven't shot a gun since duck season.
I shot a gun yesterday.
Okay, you know what I meant.
I shot a rifle a couple weeks ago at Pigs.
You wore them then?
Of course.
Good on you.
I've enjoyed wearing them in the stand.
I hate it.
I know, and it's weird, but I can hear things. The problem is
you
that
don't know which direction they're coming from.
Exactly.
I hate it.
I'm just like, okay, what is that? What is that?
I hate it.
But I also don't get
worth it.
I know. But my hearing's already
pot calling the kettle black over here.
Huh?
Exactly.
I'm trying to preserve.
My ears ring all the time. I don't like my ears ringing louder.
I get it. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
They do amplify noises. It's the not knowing what's coming from where. Can't handle it.
Yeah.
So what I do with my, because I have muffs that are voluminated, and I just turn the volume down. Like, so it's not like I don't really hear a lot.
Yeah.
So I can't hear anyways. Like, I couldn't tell you where. I mean, I can tell you where things come from, but like it's got to be pretty loud.
And if you're sitting in a deer stand, it's more like, oh, there it is, versus it's something coming. Like, doesn't matter unless it pops out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get that. But in a deer stand, also you got time. You got that 2 seconds to go.
Yeah.
So that makes more sense.
Yes, sir.
Or just everyone should buy a suppressor.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the way to go, obviously. And, it'd be nice if we could just have one of those without having to get in touch with the government.
Yep.
One of these days.
One of these days we will be free.
Technically yesterday, if you want to go down that road.
Technically?
Yeah, but that the AFT.
Yeah.
AFT.
The AFT has already weighed in on it. No one's ever weighed in on the legalizing marijuana in other states, but they weighed in already on like suppressors being.
We gonna come get you.
Hearing protection should be illegal, or at least pay us money for it.
Exactly.
But that's a whole nother subject.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just looking forward to a weekend of dove hunting because I think definitely we'll all get out at some point. Once or twice.
I won't dove hunt this weekend. Probably not.
Jordan and I will for you.
That's cool.
Yeah, we'll go Saturday morning for sure.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna go help up in Oklahoma.
Well, I need to at least go out. Like y'all guys already had y'all stretch y'all's legs. I need my opener is this weekend.
We'll go together because I'm interested.
It's not the opener, but mine is.
We could go to that hayfield at the farm.
It was funny because I didn't see that many doves on the opener at the shop, which normally, I mean, there's like freaking pterodactyl doves flying in
all
there.
those breeding your agents.
Erware. I mean, saw a couple. Nothing too crazy to write home about, but I want to see those. I like hunting those big clouds of them. When you go out west, and you're like, oh, there's 20, 10, 4, 10. Yeah.
Every handful of seconds.
Yeah, just like, oh, there's more.
Or even a couple minutes.
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
He's got sports stuff going because he's like he's a gambler. He has a problem.
What are you doing over there?
He's gambling.
I am in the middle of a fantasy football draft.
Gay.
I know.
You want to get together this weekend instead of going hunting? We'll play D&D. It's about the same thing. You can be the dungeon
D&D's
master.
cooler.
That's true.
This is for
bunch of gargantuans running into each other.
Dementors everywhere.
Dementors everywhere.
Yes.
This is the worst thing about prison. Dementors everywhere.
You're the worst thing everywhere.
If you get that, send me an email and I'll send you a prize.
Harry Potter. Yeah, so it is.
We're all over the map here.
Well, it's fantasy football season.
No, I don't care.
It's dove hunting season. Oh, we don't do the podcast for you. We do the podcast for the fans.
That's why I'm concerned right now.
Yeah,
because they don't care about your stupid sports balls.
Hot Sports Opinion coming over here. Let's see. Right into the podcast. Just shoot us a message.
If they wanted to listen to a podcast about sports, they'd listen to a podcast.
Exactly.
Do you don't think that people share two interests at once?
But
I'm playing in a podcast.
Why would you do that?
I'm in a fantasy football league with Scotty. Does Scotty hunt?
That's not the point. The point is they're like they don't listen to our podcast to hear sports stuff. They listen to our podcast to hear dumb stuff.
Was I talking about who I'm taking with my number one pick in my PPR league this year?
Off.
No, I didn't. Y'all brought it up.
Turn your phone off.
Lawyered.
No. No, just because your brother's a lawyer doesn't mean you are.
I tell you what, I take it back. Bring Taco Bear back.
That didn't take long. Free Taco Bear.
23 minutes. Bring back Taco Bear.
Free Taco Bear.
No, free Taco Bear is to get him off the podcast. Bring back Taco Bear is to put him back in jail. Don't go past go. Do not collect.
I've done my nickel.
He already done his nickel. So, I think we should continue next with some duck season preparation. So, we've already talked kind of a little bit about just e-scouting, getting out, getting ready. We did a pretty broad overview, I think. So I'd like to really kind of focus in on really big duck season. Because I feel like in the North Texas region where you're at, where we're at, teal is awesome to get out and do, but just so weather dependent because they may just skip right over us and head to the coast.
they're calendar migrators. We already
Yep.
talked about that, and they can be there one day and gone the next.
Yeah.
Yep.
We saw that last season. Opener, we shot birds. Next day, nothing.
Mm-hmm. And I think that a drop of pressure on them pushes them, and there's too much.
They're only stopping to get food and chill for a
Yeah.
minute, and there's plenty of water in North Texas.
They're on their way to the coast, because when we hunt
That's where they
down
stay there.
it is thick. So,
Dementors everywhere.
I know.
So as far
you
as
gave it away.
Sorry, Mom. Don't email me.
so as far as the whole getting ready for duck season,
We should do bag dumps. I'm mocking him for those not here. He's trying to be tough guy too. Punches hand. Continue getting ready for duck season.
yeah. So getting ready for duck season. I mean, what are you doing right now? I mean, besides boat work,
Bad dumps.
you're just e-scouting your little ass off.
No, it's too early.
You just said on this podcast you were down a rabbit hole.
I was just looking at. I'm sure. Okay, I was looking at maps just based on the information
I'm
we
sorry,
had.
did e-scouting throw you off? That's
I'm
electronic
not a millennial.
You're right. You're the oldest young man I know.
I'm not even young
I mean, I'd like to think we're young.
at heart.
Physically.
I slept wrong. My back hurts. I got stretched too hard in the middle of the night last night. It's true. And the disc that I messed up between my shoulder blades went yoink. And I had to sit on the edge of bed for a while to see if I could breathe right.
I mean, it's like I imagine that's what a knife feels like going into you.
And it doesn't go away.
yeah,
Like
just,
right now, it still hurts if I bend my head for it
Yeah.
hard enough. Which makes pulling bow not fun. But anywho, yes,
I did
I'm
that
old.
the other day in my lower back. And I
My
just
sciatica.
it did it was
Swirly,
jacked
my
up
sciatica.
like I couldn't it was like take my breath away when I stood up, and it took about 3 weeks to go away.
It's the worst.
And it's not like I do a job that requires manual labor. Sometimes I lift my wireless keyboard and mouse out of the way to eat lunch.
I don't know how you do it, man.
It's just it's a labor.
Those
of
crab
love.
fishing being dangerous. Like
Yeah.
they got nothing on you.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
yeah, we didn't even talk about that. We'll talk about that as a wrap up.
So
So
yeah,
e-scouting is kind of where it's at.
E-scouting. I mean, we wouldn't call it hard. Just really, just trying to, just thinking, just pondering.
Yeah.
Based on the experience we had last year, and we enjoyed it. We didn't shoot many birds, but we had eyes on things.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like it's gonna look much different this year. No really reason it should. They got more rain, but neat.
Yeah.
It's West Texas.
Um,
Local scouting.
Yeah.
No, man. I've just been doing boat work, like you said.
Boat work.
Tore that thing down, painted the whole thing. Looks pretty good. We're going to hydroturf it. I'm really excited. It's going to be a nice setup when it's done. I mean, it was fine before. Going to be extra fine now.
Yeah, I
Quit
am.
drafting foosball players or whatever you're doing.
I am
Hit
6
auto
picks
draft.
away. I'm not going to auto draft. This is a league I actually have money on.
Hit simulate and go.
Stimulate, I think is the word you're looking for.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Sick bird.
No.
I know. I can't say the
So-
English words.
So, I mean, scouting for big duck season right now? No, sir. You got like 2 months.
Yeah. I mean, it's
The water levels could be 6 foot higher.
God willing and the creek doesn't rise.
No, we don't need that at all.
I want water up in that timber. Because I think that'll bring... I think lower water is not as good.
It,
Yeah, but
it
then there's
concentrates
water
the birds.
everywhere.
But I think there's water everywhere anyways.
That I can.
There's
I don't know.
all those little farm ponds, all of that shit. I mean, if you get to a point where, like, a bunch of those dry up, yeah, I mean, I think that becomes a different story. But I think there's so many little farm ponds everywhere. That spreads birds. And then, so if the water is down 2 feet, I mean, it ain't really... That's not drying up that...
It's going to destroy our spots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or it's going to give us some new ones to hunt.
Yeah, but we don't know those new ones.
I know where one is that I want to hunt with the water up that
I
we
do
haven't
too.
hunted in 2 years that I'm like, woo.
Is the one you and I found walking around?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
like,
into that.
Yeah.
Let's.
But I don't think the water has to be that far up. I think it just has to be a bunch of rain to collect there.
Seeing how we were barely able to get around out there last year.
It was ankle deep.
Mm.
Was it deeper?
It was much more shallow.
Oh, last year. Last year. I don't know. There was all those flooded lily pads in that one end.
Yeah, but that still was not.
That was teal country.
I know, but that still was so freaking shallow. That was like 2 inches in a lot of places.
That's what.
But there's not enough room to get up on plane to get out of that stuff. You just drag all the way out through there. So it's just kind of like, all right, this doesn't. That was the problem with us.
I can't go as fast in my boat.
I know. I had to get out and drag it like a mutant.
How often do we have drag boats? Pretty much every hunt at some point.
I know, but I like to drag them up on the beach and then go sit in my blind and drink coffee and wait for young Jordan to make me eggs and sausage.
Young Jordan, pull that shit up.
Yeah, young Jordan. Look it up.
Pull what shit up?
We're talking about, we're making Joe Rogan jokes.
Joe Rogan?
His assistant's name is Jamie. He calls him Young Jamie.
Oh.
So we're saying Young Jordan. And he always says, Jamie, pull that shit up.
Yeah, pull that shit up, Jamie.
I don't know. It's just scouting to be done. I mean, the mallard hole we had 2 years ago was ridiculous.
Toads.
And we just happened upon it when I was out scouting preseason. I still think it could produce. You can't hunt it, but I think if you hunt it up the way, maybe you could pull birds off of it. I don't know. What are you doing?
He's sports stuffing.
Yeah, you
Do
two
you want to
talk.
just turn this off?
No, you two talk for a second.
I am
No.
talking.
And you're not paying attention to him. It's
Yeah.
rude.
What is it? Yeah. What does it
You're
matter
being
if I talk?
rude. We'll wait for you.
This was your plan
Yeah.
to ignore the podcast to play fake sports balls.
Yep.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the weirdest thing to me is people who get diehard about teams that clearly, like, yo, man, you work at Walmart. Why do you?
I'm a general manager for Des Does Dallas.
I don't know what that means.
That's my fantasy football team.
What does that mean?
Well, you know the porn Debbie Does Dallas?
Sure.
I know that one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Des Bryant was a wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys. Des Does Dallas.
But he's not anymore?
No, but my team has been
Where'd
around
he
since
go?
before he was. I don't know, he plays for like...
CL Supersonics.
Yes.
I will ruin
who are now
You.
the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I will ruin you if you don't put your phone down.
You put the phone down. All right, I put my phone down. I'm going to hold on to this. All right.
Yeah, you get kicked. Yeah, I'm going to laugh.
Yeah, trust me, I hurt real bad after this weekend.
You
'cause
started it.
I know.
You tried to fight everybody.
You did.
I did. I know I did. Okay, I get it.
And you kept saying, I love to fight. I love to fight,
I do.
man.
I love fighting.
I love fighting.
I love the aspect of fighting. Speaking of which, did you watch a little bit of the Jake Paul?
Nope.
Not a minute of the Jake Paul, huh?
Nope.
Yeah, it was kind of terrible.
That's weird.
He got clocked one time really good. And that was about it. So, I think, yeah, one time is he got tagged. Tyrone looked pretty good. They went the full distance.
'Cause that's how they get the money.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff is becoming like how boxing was. It's all about like being in the World Wrestling Federation, talking shit, making a big hype about everything, and then if you go the full distance,
You get paid.
you get the most money, and both guys are on point with that, and they do it. You know?
Here's my take.
Okay, you probably have a better take than I do.
No, I
don't
agree
bet.
with you 100%. But for like footballs,
Yep, footballs. That's better.
I hate that they have steroid testing.
I do too.
I want to see the limits of the human body.
Yeah, let's see.
Like, fighting, I get it because you're directly trying to destroy each other. All right. Like, at least be able to fake your tests. That's cool. We know you'll do it anyways.
No, I think you should just do it. Just
The modern day gladiator?
yeah. If you want to do it to yourself, do it.
If there was blood in the arena,
Yeah.
I would totally go watch. Like, see, I actually used to watch football not like religiously, but I'd watch a game. It was fun. But then they started being like, "Oh, watch out! You might give the quarterback a concussion." And it's like that guy chose that life.
That's what he gets paid to do. Is
like
get concussions.
what's next in boxing? You can't hit someone in the head in boxing anymore because he might end up like Cassius Clay.
I agree holistically with all
I want
of
to see
us.
somebody get tackled in football and a limb or a head fall off.
Yes.
I mean, we watched
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Thank you.
I mean, we watched Dak Prescott turn his ankle backwards.
Yeah, but I mean, like in soccer, you see guys get their legs kicked in half.
Yeah.
And you can hear the shin bone pop.
Conor McGregor.
Yep.
You know?
I mean, like, that stuff. I mean,
speaking of which, have you seen the memes of Joe Rogan interviewing the Twin Towers? Were we
yes,
talking about this?
Yes, I was the one that showed you that.
Yeah, that's right. That was so good.
It was greatness. There was also one of him interviewing the burning monk.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Oh, you loved those this weekend.
Yeah. You were all about them.
The internet. Yeah, whiskey.
It's funny because
whiskey, you're my darling, drunk or sober.
Because Saturday you said, "All right, tonight we ought to be good because we got to drive." I said, "Absolutely." I have a few whiskey and cokes right now, and then we'll be good.
They taste so good when they hit my lips.
2:30 rolls around. You now move to a wine glass of whiskey and coke because, quote, "I'm a classy bitch." But that's cool. All that really meant is you've lost all your other glasses of whiskey. And that's
the
cool.
red Solo cup.
There is zero judgment on that.
Yeah.
I get it. But I need a Batman tattoo. Well, I see we're taking it easy tonight.
Oh,
that tattoo
it's awesome.
is legit.
Awesome.
I'm actually jealous of that tattoo.
I was texting my dad about it because he loves Batman. And he was like, "Please tell me that was a joke." I was like, "What is...
No.
What? Like, what does that mean? Like, do you mean, is that a Photoshop picture? Is that permanent marker? Or is it the tattoo a joke? Because clearly, like, I texted him and just said, "I don't know what you're saying."
I just like the whole story of that tattoo, which we've completely
The progression.
derailed off of duck season. So if that's what you're here for,
We apologize.
we'll get back to that in a minute.
Hang on for a second.
Hang on.
We'll be back.
But
But
as, 11 of us roll up to the parking lot of a tattoo shop in Galveston and are like,
We said, "Hey, we all want to get some crab tattoos. It's buddy's bachelor party, this and that." Guy's like, "No problem." Comes out, drew this dumb little crab with a beer can.
Looked fine.
It was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
All good. We need these little bangers. $100 a piece. Okay. Jared went inside, said, "Nah, man." He said $80 shop minimum. Came outside, and everybody went kind of meh. I was indifferent.
Yeah.
And somebody said, "Why don't we find a tattoo supply shop?" Because as anyone listening to this knows, at Hogorama, Jared's tattooed us, and me and Will tattooed Jared, and Jared apprenticed a tiny bit, so he has an idea of what he's doing.
Yeah, he
an
knows-
idea.
yeah, we're not asking him to draw some crazy.
I'm not looking for like a Sistine Chapel style pizza.
Yeah.
But he can bang out some little tattoos. So one of the guys said, "I'll run." We were in Galveston. He said, "I'll run up to Houston. There's one there for sure." I said, "Absolutely." I Googled tattoo supply shop, and it's 25 minutes up the road. He said, "I'm going." I said, "Oh." And we're standing next to his truck. And it was called...
Everybody was basically
Departing.
Yeah.
And we're standing next to his truck. I was like, "Here's the name of the place." And it slips my mind right now.
Easy Tattoo Supply.
Easy Tattoo Supply. And as he's getting in his truck, and I'm walking back to mine, a little miniature Sprinter van pulls in that's gray and says, "Easy Tattoo Supply." It was an omen.
It was an omen.
And I'm like, "Hold on." And then they go talk to this kid, and they, $300 got enough gear to do 20 tattoos.
I just like the fact that guy. How many times has somebody at his shop been haggled over price all day, every day?
Yeah.
But then just gone, you know what? No, we're just going to do it ourselves and buy from your supplier.
Exactly.
What's funny is I've been in the tattoo shop, hanging out, and made fun of people that are like, the guy down the street will do it for $20 and leaves, and we're like, yeah, go get fucked up.
Yeah.
But what's funny too is Jared's buddy Sergio. They told us after we got back to the house, we're kind of setting up to begin the mess. He didn't just walk up to this kid in the supply van and be like, "Hey man, can we buy some stuff off you for cash?" He walked up to him and said, hey man, don't be afraid. We're not going to hurt you.
That's exactly what you say when you're going to hurt somebody.
Absolutely. Like, why don't you just be cool, man? But it all worked out.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. There's a bunch of dudes hanging out in trucks all around you. Like, you drive a tattoo, like, supply, like, business that probably has cash. You know, I get what he was thinking. It was probably not handled perfectly, but, like,
it worked out. It doesn't matter. It's just funny.
It worked out really
Hey, man, we're not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
Wait, why did you start with that?
Yeah, wait a second. Wait a tick. Yeah, that's basically the way it goes.
Did you draft Michael Jordan?
I took Michael Irvin with my number 1 draft
Jordan.
pick. Michael Jordan's a basketball player. I'm playing.
No, he's not. He's a
football.
golf player. Someone doesn't know sports.
And he's a baseball player.
He was a baseball player. I'll give you that.
Was he a golf player?
Well, he plays golf quite a bit, but only for recreation.
That's not what I asked.
Michael Jordan played basketball for the Chicago Bulls in the late
That's not what I
80s,
asked
early
either.
90s.
He saved the planet from Martians.
That's true. He did. And then LeBron James tried to steal his movie.
And has a crippling gambling addiction.
And his daddy got killed because of it,
Well, this got dark.
supposedly.
I did like the meme of Harry Potter sitting there doing the "How dare you stand where he stood?" There's a picture of LeBron James'
Yes.
Space Jam.
Yes.
How dare you stand where he stood?
Let's circle the wagons here.
All right.
This is messy.
So, final couple tips to get ready for duck season. All right.
Bag dump.
Watch bag dump videos on YouTube.
Watch bag dump
number one.
videos.
Copy
Watch
everything.
every episode of Dr. Duck daily.
Yes,
Oh, I mean,
done.
I'm just going by all your suggestions here.
yeah,
And then third,
Duck camp dinners.
genius.
and then fourth, you watch the boats going in and out of the channel, wrecking.
Oh yeah,
That's,
all over inlet.
All-Over Inlet is solid watching.
Yeah,
Most
I'm
of
not
the
making fun
time.
of it. I mean,
That's how you prep night before you go duck hunting.
While smashing
Chardonnays.
Chardonnays and pizza rolls. Oh, can you imagine being Chardonnay drunk, waking up,
Mm-mm.
trying to duck hunt? Ugh,
I don't drink Chardonnay much, if ever.
gross. I don't like the way it tastes.
What were you gonna say? What was the other option there?
The way it makes me feel like a 65-year-old woman when I drink it.
Smoking
It
Virginia
immediately-
Slims.
Every single time I drink Chardonnay, I immediately think about going and trading my truck in for a Buick.
I get it.
It's a comfortable ride, though.
Math adds up.
No, I get it. It's just, I'm like, oh, man, Buick or Cadillac. Buick.
Float down.
So, what's your number 1 tip for trying to somebody?
What?
Number 1 tip for duck season this year for a newbie.
Find birds before you hunt.
Okay. Scout. What's yours, Jordan?
Don't worry too much about like what your setup's gonna be. Just like all the technical things that everyone's always talking about, like make an X and make a Y, a V with like decoys and like all that stuff. Piggybacking a little bit on what Grinch said, if you find the birds and you throw things out, just make things look natural. Just worry about like go simpler, not more.
Yeah.
Match your spread. I'll tag on yours
Yeah,
and match your spread to what you're seeing.
Yes.
If you're seeing groups of 5s and 10s, throw out groups of dozens or whatever. If you're seeing groups of 3 and 4,
Keep it
split them
simple,
up
stupid.
some. But if you set a raft of 4 dozen and it's mostly pairs you're seeing running around, they're either going to think that's the place to be or that's sketchy.
It'll work or it really won't.
Yeah, you're rolling the dice hard on this one.
Yeah. And you drag a lot of stuff out that you
Don't like Jordan
probably
said,
are not
don't
going to need
overthink
down
it.
here.
Make it look natural.
Well,
Leave you a shooting lane so they have a place to land.
Yep.
And send it.
And going off of like not like making fun of the bag dump, but do y'all remember? I'm sure y'all do. Actually, think about when we started and how much stuff you drug in whenever you're starting out. Like,
Fantasy football over here still does.
We didn't even like.
I'm better.
We didn't even have a boat at that time. We were walking in, and I remember having like a full blind bag and like my gun over my things stuffed in my pocket, like anything I could like be able to carry stuff in, carrying like an actual chair in, like just all this stuff, and it's just too much. Like a mud seat. Okay, if you want to carry that in, those helped out a lot. But like, if you're just going in, take things that are like really useful, like a little folding saw or something to cut down like small limbs.
Machete.
Yeah, machete.
I got me a new machete this year.
To make a blind, you don't have to carry a blind in. Like, don't worry about all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like our new blind, I think, is a game changer. Those things are awesome, but it's not necessary. You don't have to have it. It helps, but it's not necessary.
Agreed.
What about you, Abe?
I think my biggest tip is just don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to stand out in the middle of some place and just not see any birds. And take your lumps and understand that you just should not focus so much on the result of killing birds as it is taking a piece of knowledge out of the field. If it is, I should have sat up over there. Obsess about why you should have sat up over there. What was going on over there that wasn't over here that made them do
you
there?
Should have, but why?
Yeah, why
what was over there that they wanted to be at? Was it wind direction creating the lee side so it was calm?
Mm-hmm.
Was it cover? Was it pressure? Was it food?
Mm-hmm.
The whys.
Yeah. What was up?
Well, and sometimes still they don't add up. We've hunted one morning and watched ducks land in a cove 300 yards from us, and the next morning set up in that cove and not a single bird.
Yep.
Who knows?
Were
we blind? Were we hidden well? Did we blind in well?
Sure.
Who knows? That they were like, nah, those mutants are there. Who knows?
Yeah. Don't be afraid to make mistakes and conceal yourself. The rest of the shit is just
concealment is such a
I think the rest of it is
factor.
Just stuff to make your hunt, better. I mean, concealment and just do it.
Find birds.
Yep.
Conceal yourself. Set a natural spread. And try to figure out why.
Yep. And add on to yours, Abe, is the other thing is don't worry about what other people are doing unless they're giving you advice that sounds genuine. Like, if you're looking at other guys shooting a bunch of birds and stuff like that, if you're going out there worrying about what other people are doing or how people, like, what people are doing, maybe look at that because you can get information off that. But, like, worrying about, like, I remember when we were first starting out, I'd always, like, see people shooting and blasting, like, being jealous, like, being like, oh, man, like, why are they doing so much better than me? And, like, why am I not, like, there's obviously birds here. What I do wrong? And worrying about that and not really thinking just too much of what you were saying of being like, let's just think about why.
Yeah.
I'm new. I mean, like, I don't know. Like,
agreed.
I still struggle when I hear people shooting, like,
yeah, oh yeah,
what?
No, for sure.
But then, like Abe said about his dove hunting, watching this old man blast at 2 sparrows that are 80 yards away, and I fight myself on that every duck season of like, why are they seeing birds and we're not? And then I start thinking, we don't even know they're shooting at ducks.
They should be shooting at cormorants.
Exactly.
Just sky blasts
or just sky blasting passovers that have no business being shot at.
That you're just in the wrong spot and you're just I think
Hail Marys. Yeah.
I think that's too. The other thing, like I said, we got 2 months before duck season. So if this is your first duck season and you're really, truly looking for it, find you a place that's close to the house, as close to the house as you can, and just wear that out. If you got kids, if you got wife, spend these next 2 months dumping a bunch of time into your family. Get that kitchen pass and kind of talk about it. And that way, when it comes up in December, really, when it starts the rubber hits the road with duck hunting down here, it's you've set it up to be able to go out. And that way, when you're out in the marsh at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock, or more importantly, when you're there till 10, 11, or 12, and that's how you take 4 birds and make 6 birds out of it, or 3 birds and make 4 or 5 out of it, right? That's staying late is going to is going to give you some more birds, you can do it with confidence that somebody's not sitting back at the house. When are you going to be back home? What's going on? Right? Set yourself up for success with the wife.
My wife's already talking about she's a widow.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know. It's great. But you did the things that were proper during the year to set that up. And she knows how it's important it is to you. And so communication's key there. That's my last tidbit of information. So with that, we'd like to thank each and every one of you for listening to the Stormwater Creek podcast this week. We'd like to make sure that you go out and subscribe to our podcast if you're not already. Follow us on social media at Stormwater Creek for daily hunting and fishing content. YouTube channel, Stormwater Creek.
What were we going to talk about in the wrap-up? Crabbing?
Oh.
Too late.
It's too late?
Catch us.
Catch me outside.
Catch me outside. How about that? So, we appreciate everyone for watching. Once again, check out our... Thank you for sponsoring.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening, guys. Thank you to AccuFire and to Cutting Edge Outfitters. Cube Rayleigh.
Stormwater Creek is the best. Grinch, the captain. Aim, the helper. Jordan, the problem solver. I hope you like Stormwater Creek. Stormwater Creek.